Hi YouTube, it's Janet again. Um, Before I start my reading tonight, I would like to start with a moment of silence for all the addicts who will never find the Narcotics Anonymous stores before they die from this disease, and from all the babies who are born into this disease without a choice, followed by the Serenity Prayer. God, grant me the serenity to change the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Amen. Tonight we're going to be reading from chapter 4 in the NA basic text. We're actually going to only read a part of chapter 4 because this chapter starts the basic step working of the 12 steps. So therefore I'm going to read the preamble to it, and then tomorrow night we will actually start reading step by step through the 12 steps and having a short discussion on that. Okay, chapter 4, how it works. If you want what we have to offer and are willing to make the effort to get it, then you're ready to take certain steps. These are the principles that make our recovery possible. 1. We admitted that we were powerless over our addiction and that our lives had become unmanageable. 2. We came to believe that a power greater than ourselves could restore us to sanity. 3. We made a decision to turn our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. 4. We made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. 5. We admitted to God, to ourselves, and to another human being the exact natures of our wrongs. 6. We were entirely ready to have God remove all these defects of character. 7. We humbly asked Him to remove our shortcomings. 8. We made a list of all persons we had harmed and become willing to make amends to them all. 9. We made direct amends to such people whenever possible, except when to do so would injure them or others. 10. We continued to take personal inventory, and when we were wrong, promptly admitted it. 11. We sought through prayer and meditation to improve our conscious contact with God as we understood Him, praying only for knowledge of His will for us and the power to carry that out. 12. Having had a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we tried to carry the message to addicts and to practice these principles in all of our affairs. This sounds like a big order, and we can't do it all at once. We didn't become addicts in one day, so remember, easy does it. There's one thing more than anything else that would defeat us in our recovery. This is an attitude of indifference or intolerance towards spiritual principles. 3 of these are the indispensable. 3 of these that are indispensable are honesty, open-mindedness, and willingness. With these we are well on our way. We feel that our approach to the disease of addiction is completely realistic, for the therapeutic value of one addict helping another is without parallel. We feel that our way is the practical, for one addict can best understand and help another addict. We believe that the sooner we face our problems within our society in everyday living, just that much faster do we become acceptable, responsible, and productive members of that society. The only way to keep from returning to active addiction is to not take that first drug. If you are like us, you know that 1 is too many and 1,000 is never enough. We put great emphasis on this, for we know that we use drugs in any form or substitute one for another, we release our addiction all over again. Thinking of alcohol as different from other drugs has caused a great many addicts to relapse. Before we came to NA, many of us viewed alcohol separately, but we cannot afford to be confused about this. Alcohol is a drug. It's liquid dope. We are people in the disease of addiction who must abstain from all drugs in order to recover. These are some of the questions we have to ask ourselves. Are we sure we want to stop using drugs? Do we understand that we have no real control over drugs? Do we recognize that in the long run we didn't use drugs, they used us? Did jails and institutions take over the management of our lives at different times? Do we fully accept the fact that every attempt to stop using or control of using has failed? Do we know that our addiction changed us into someone we didn't want to be? Dishonest, deceitful, self-willed people at odds with ourselves and our fellow man? Do we really believe we have failed as drug users? When we were using, reality becomes so painful that oblivion was preferable. We tried to keep other people from knowing about our pain. We isolated ourselves and lived in prisons that we built with loneliness. Through the desperation, we sought help in Narcotics Anonymous. When we come to NA, we are physically, mentally, and spiritually bankrupt. We have hurt so long that we are willing to go to any length to stay clean. Our only hope is to live by the example of those who have faced our dilemma and have found a way out. Regardless of who we are, where we came from, or what we have done, we are accepted in NA. Our addiction gives us common ground for understanding one another. As a result of attending a few meetings, we began to feel like we finally belonged somewhere. It is in these meetings that we are introduced to the 12 steps of Narcotics Anonymous. We learn to work the steps in the order that they are written so that and to use them in our daily lives. The steps are our solution. They are our survival kit. They are our defense against addiction, which is a deadly disease. Our steps are the principles that make our recovery possible. Please join me tomorrow night for the reading of Step 1 and short discussion on it. Thank you. Love you, YouTube. Bye.